Welcome back to Tri-West High School. If you have been waiting, we are 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter, 44 to 38. Westfield, as they have hit 5 3-pointers in the third quarter. A couple technical difficulties for us, but hopefully we're back up and running now. Here's Chris Chin with it. He's driving, kicks it to Van Dyke. Van Dyke to Zach Banks for 3, and that is long. Tyler Watson with the rebound for the Bruins. Here comes Watson trying to cut into that lead. Watson drives, cut off, kicks it to Lucas Gooden for 3, and that's short. Rebound by Sam Fulton, and there's going to call a foul on Chris Chin. So like we've talked about, Westfield has hit 6 3-pointers in the third quarter. Caleb Welch has 2 of them. Chris Chin has 1, and Zach Banks has 2 as well. So a fast start for Westfield. Tri-West just trying to keep up there, down 44 to 38 with 1:43 remaining in the third quarter. Here's Tyler Watson with the curl, kicks it back out to Logan Blake. Blake over to Bryce Miller for 3, and he got it. Bryce Miller for 3, and that cuts this lead back down to 3. Here comes Westfield attacking quick, and it's stolen by Logan Blake. He takes it away from Chin, coming down over to Lucas Gooden, who hesitates, gets the ball taken away by Caleb Welch, and here comes the Shamrocks. Over to Chin, and Chin kicks it out off of his knee. Nice pass by Zach Banks. Probably like to see him go up for it. And just on the other end, you'd like to see Lucas Gooden absolutely just go right up with that. He was kind of trying to pump fake and maybe draw a foul, and he should have just gone right up with that. So Tyler Watson with it. Takes a 3, and it's off the front of the rim. Here comes Chris Chin. Chris Chin coming up the court, guarded by Kiefer. Chin driving the lane, and the ball was tipped away. He loses it. Here comes Kiefer. Kiefer bringing it up for the Bruins. Over to Gooden. Gooden with it up top to Tyler Watson for 3, and that is good. Tyler Watson for 3.
That ties up the game.
He's got 11 points in the third quarter, and it's tied at 44 with 44 seconds remaining in the third quarter. So here's Zach Banks with it at the top of the key. He gives it over to Josh Van Dyke. Van Dyke pump fakes, and he's holding the ball over his head. He passes it to Welch. Welch with it back to Van Dyke. Van Dyke over to Banks. Looks like a 1-3-1 zone defense for the Bruins. Here comes Banks with Jared Kiefer and Logan Blake in his sights. Back to Van Dyke, back to Banks. 15 seconds remaining. Playing past the top of the key, just waiting for the last shot. Here comes Zach Banks, back to Van Dyke, back to Banks. Back to Van Dyke. Van Dyke fakes the pass, kicks it back to Banks, who pump fakes, shoots a 3 at the buzzer. It's short. Rebound to Tyler Watson, and we are tied with 8 minutes remaining in this ball game, 44 to 44. So we've got 8 minutes to decide it. Tyler, what did you see in that third quarter with the Bruins and the Shamrocks?
I think we sped up the pace definitely from that first half. I mean, that's similar to our third quarter last night. We just started out a little slow offensively there, but closed hard there at the end with just a little bit more aggression. I mean, when we're not aggressive, we're just not a very good team. Let's be honest.
It was 21 to 20 at halftime, and it's 44 to 44 now. So it was 24 to 23 in that third quarter. Just kind of got up and down, and both teams came out. Westfield came out shooting, got up by 8 points, and the Bruins came back to tie it up. So we got 8 minutes, couple good basketball teams. That quarter was very quick with both teams playing up and down, the refs letting them play. And I'll say, the refs have let some things go. They've been pretty consistent. So if in a situation like that where if you're not going to call some of those fouls, if you're not going to call some of those things, and you're consistent with it throughout the whole game, you got to be okay with that as a coach. I mean, if they're consistent.
Yeah, definitely. Now you know how the game's going to be called. Be aggressive, right?
Right.
Through contact, and we should be all right this last quarter. Just got to win one, right? It's the only one you got to win.
Yeah, you got to just win this last quarter. I'm sure that's what Coach Bontrager told him. Tyler Watson had 11 points that quarter for the Bruins, so something we want to keep an eye on. His hot hand continuing. He has 18 for the game already. Here is Watson, hands it off to Logan Blake. Logan Blake takes one dribble, pulls up, and he hits the jumper, and Tri-West has the lead, 46-44. Westfield coming right back. Here's Welch. He passes to Van Dyke in the corner. Van Dyke double-teamed. He's stuck in the corner. That's a bad spot to be in, but he finds Chris Chin, and it looks like Westfield is going to call a timeout. So Westfield calls a 30-second timeout. I believe that is their second, so they have one remaining. 7:39 remaining in the ball game. Tri-West leads 46-44. A fast-paced second half as we have started it, and let's see what the Bruins could do. They lead off of a Logan Blake 15-foot jump shot on the assist from Tyler Watson. The Bruins relying heavily on their seniors again, as they have 27 of their 46 points from Logan Blake and Tyler Watson tonight, and they've got 8 from Sam Fulton and Bryce Miller with 3 points here in the second half as well. So let's see what the Bruins can do. Let's see if Westfield comes out of the timeout with a play designed and see how they match up. Tri-West has on the floor Lucas Gooden, Logan Blake, Bryce Miller, Jared Kiefer, and Tyler Watson. Josh Van Dyke taking it in for the Shamrocks. He finds Caleb Welsh. Welsh with it over to Banks. And it looks like the Bruins are still in that 1-3-1 zone. What kind of things are they looking for in this?
I think they're just looking for them to make the mistake. They're not really being super aggressive in it, maybe trapping in these low corners. That's a bad reach right there. But waiting to see if they'll just make a mistake under this a little bit of pressure in the low corner.
Looks like we got a foul called on Lucas Gooden. Forearm to Chris Chin. That is Gooden's first foul. And that's the team's third of the half. So Westfield will have the ball out of bounds. Welsh passes it in to Van Dyke, up to Banks. Banks to Chin, back to Banks. Here's Banks with it up to Van Dyke. Van Dyke back to Banks. Zach Banks harassed by Jared Kiefer. And here's Banks kicking it in the corner to Chris Chin for 3. That's long. And the rebound is battled for. And Tyler Watson picks it up. He gets it to Logan Blake, who's got a one-on-one with Van Dyke at the other end. He misses. Tip up by Kiefer is no good. And it's knocked out of bounds by Tri-West. Westfield will have the ball. That was a good opportunity for Tri-West that they missed. One-on-one Logan Blake. And he couldn't get the fall. And Jared Kiefer was in the right place at the right time. But he was unable to put it in. 46-44, 6:37 remaining in the ball game. Here comes Van Dyke. Across midcourt. Bruins still in the 1-3-1. And Chris Chin down low. He's got a couple of Bruins on him. Collapse on him down in the back in the corner to Chess Welch. And we've got a jump ball. Possession arrow stays with Westfield. Bryce Miller with a nice job of tying up Welch in the corner. So Westfield will take the ball out underneath their basket. Caleb Welch with it. And he lost control of the ball as he was passing it inbounds, and it goes right to Logan Blake. So Logan Blake comes up with it, an unforced error for Westfield. See if the Bruins can take control. And Tyler Watson has the ball tipped away. He looks to be in pain. He looks to be hit in the eye. He is still down on the other end, but Tri-West gets the rebound on the Chin missed shot. And Tyler Watson appeared to be poked in the eye. Trainer John Green coming out to check on him, and Watson will go off the court for the time being. Sam Fulton will be checking in for the Bruins as Watson goes to the bench to talk to the trainer. Also coming into the game for Westfield will be Garrett Pollard replacing Chris Chin. Bryce Miller taking it out, gives it to Logan Blake. Blake walks it across the line, gives it back to Sam Fulton. Fulton up top to Gooden, back to Blake. Down low to Fulton. Nice play on that one as Sam Fulton cut hard to the basket. The Bruins have a 4-point lead, 5:45 remaining. Here's Banks in the corner to Welch, who got called for a travel. And we're going to have a timeout by Westfield. That is going to be a full timeout, I believe. I don't think they have any 30-second timeouts remaining, so that is a full timeout. They have one timeout left, if my record keeping is correct, which it probably is not. Tyler Watson will be checking into the ball game after this timeout. 48-44, Tri-West, 5:44 remaining in the fourth period. The last foul was on Lucas Gooden, which is number 14. and Westfield has 4 team fouls. So we have lots of 4s up on the scoreboard. No one really can see that, and no one really cares, but I'm trying to give everyone the atmosphere of what it's like here in the gym.
Definitely a lot of 4s.
So that play that Tri-West called, I'm told by my sources that play was just called ahead. Is that a play as a coach?
That is a play. I don't know if we should be telling all our viewers that.
Yeah, well, they're probably Tri-West fans.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, we could tell them.
Okay. Wow.
It was a good call. I mean, Tyler's out of the game. Looked to get an entry down low to somebody they're not really expecting. And Sam's been doing a nice job finishing these last couple games. So get him a good look. Get him a touch.
Yeah. So Tyler Watson checking back into the game for the Bruins. 48-44 Tri-West, 5 minutes remaining. Tri-West crowd starting to get into it to the sweet tunes of Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond.
Ooh, I like it.
A little press here by Westfield. Tri-West breaks it pretty easily. Kiefer misses at the rim, but he gets his own rebound. He goes up, and he is called, or he draws the foul on Josh Van Dyke. And that is going to be Josh Van Dyke's 3rd foul. Jared Kiefer at the line will be shooting 2 shots for the Bruins. He hits the first.
I do like how many Westfield fans traveled here tonight. What do we got, about 20 over there?
Yeah,
I can see a very excited section when they make their plays.
Kiefer hits both free throws. It's 50-44 Tri-West, 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the ball game. Josh Van Dyke brings it across, over to Banks, back to Van Dyke. Van Dyke guarded by Kiefer. He kicks it out to Banks for a 3. That's off the front of the rim. Rebound by Logan Blake. Blake brings it up, crosses half court, slows it down. Looks to Kiefer. Kiefer back to Bryce Miller. Bryce Miller finds Tyler Watson over to Blake. Blake with it, guarded by Banks, back up to Watson. Watson guarded by Welch. He kicks it to Gooden, back to Blake. Blake in the corner to Bryce Miller for 3. No good. Long. Banks with the rebound, and as he brings it up, he is fouled. It's not a foul you'd like to see.
No, it's 75 feet from the bucket.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. We don't want to give that one away.
That foul's on Logan Blake. That will be his 2nd foul, team's 4th of the half, and Westfield will have the ball. Crosses midcourt, and he fakes the shot, but kicks it over to Pollard. Pollard with it back to Banks. Banks in the corner to Van Dyke.
Good hands.
Tries to go across to Pollard, but it's stolen by Jared Kiefer. Over to Blake, who's coming in, and 2 points for Logan Blake, and the Bruins lead is up to 8. And another steal by Logan Blake. Tries to kick it to Kiefer. He gets it knocked away. Kiefer gets it back, and they're going to get it back to Bryce Miller, but we've got a timeout called by Tri-West. So good play there for the Bruins. Logan Blake with a couple of steals. Nice play, and the Bruins call a timeout. Get Sam Fulton back into the game, and to set something up here in the corner. They can get a 10-point lead with about 4 minutes remaining, and that's going to be huge for them. Well,
I don't think it's small for them by any means.
It's not. It's not. It's definitely not small. A 10-point lead with 4 minutes to go is bigger than small.
Yes. Yes.
So Westfield coming out. That was a 30-second timeout for the Bruins. A good atmosphere tonight. Smaller crowd than we had last night, but a better atmosphere and an up and down game. What'd I say?
Better atmosphere?
Better atmosphere than last night.
Than our small crowd night? I thought last night was a great atmosphere.
No,
we had a ton of people here.
Well, yeah, a lot of people. I think tonight is a louder atmosphere. I think it's a better game.
Maybe that's because we got Kobe on the mic over there.
Well, Kobe was on the mic last night. Tyler Watson's on the court, and he goes up with his left hand, throws it in, and draws the foul. Tyler Watson, the senior, all-time leading scorer of Tri-West, making Westfield pay. And the foul in that play is on Josh Van Dyke. That is his 4th. Watson makes the free throw. And that gives the Bruins an 11-point lead. Westfield coach Shane Sumter calling out the plays from the side. Here's Josh Van Dyke. He shoots short, and he gets Logan Blake with the rebound.
That's what that zone does. It really makes that guy up top, who hasn't probably shot it a lot this game, or maybe even ever, really want to pull the trigger, and we're okay with that shot.
It's tempting there when you get there.
It's tempting. That's the right
word.
And
Miller is going to be called for a travel. He moved his pivot foot on that one. He starts to get into it with a Westfield player. You don't want to see that. You just want to let it go. Just walk up the other end. You got an 11-point lead with 3.5 minutes left. No need to give them potential for points while the clock is not moving. So here's the Bruins in their zone, and Pollard with it to Banks. Banks down low to Welch, who goes up for it, but he is fouled on the play by, I think, Logan Blake is the one who got him on that.
Good strong foul. That doesn't get the ball to the rim.
That's a good foul.
Yeah, you don't want to give away 3 there if you're getting that one.
Yeah, Welch will be going the line for 2. Caleb Welch with 16 points on the night. He hit 2 threes early in the the third quarter to give Westfield a 6-point lead. He has been quiet since then. Checking in for Westfield, number 21, Sam Eaton. I believe this is the first time we've seen him tonight. Maybe trying to bring something in off the bench.
Secret weapon.
He's a shooter, probably trying to bring some shooters in. And Welch hits the second free throw. 55-45, Tri-West. 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. And Watson all the way up ahead to Sam Fulton, who was wide open underneath 4-2. Here comes Westfield trying to attack, and they need some points in a hurry. Here's Eaton with it. Eaton down low to Welch, who gets the interior pass to Simons up top to in the corner to – ball's moving too quick for me. I'm a little slow tonight.
They're swinging it around right now.
They are, I tell you. Here's Eaton with it up top to Van Dyke. Over to Banks, drives down the lane, goes up off the glass for 2, and Westfield is going to have their final timeout. Zach Banks with 2 points. He has on the night 13 points. He is averaging 17, so they're doing a nice job slowing him down. He has 9 points here in the second half, but they've done a nice job really kind of limiting what he's been able to do. So apparently Westfield does have 1 timeout remaining. Like I said, my record keeping is probably wrong.
You do your best. That's all we ask.
I'm only one man up here. I can only do so much. I'm announcing. I'm doing a mediocre at best job at that tonight. I thought last night we were really into a good rhythm. I had done my homework on the team. This night tonight I didn't do as much because I didn't want to research both teams.
Yeah.
Research both teams. I get them confused.
Oh, okay.
I get them confused, so I don't want to do that. My mind only has so much space.
Well, I mean, maybe next time the team last night was 1-8.
No.
This should have been the better game, so maybe that's when you want to bring your best performance.
You know what, though? The next game that I'll be doing is the Danville game next Friday.
Ooh, so you will.
So I'll be doing my research. I know those players a little bit too. I know Comer and Alec Burton.
I've seen them before.
That should be a great matchup. Basically a de facto Sagamore Conference Championship game.
You would think.
And a rivalry game. Back to the matchup, and Sam Fulton with his 10th point of the second half on the assist from Watson gets the lead back up to 12 with 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Garrett Pollard with it to Banks for 3. He's got kind of a weird shot, like a weird hitch to his shot.
Well, the problem is he's not banking it in, and that's what his name's known for. He's not money from behind the 3-point line. Do you get that? Unless you're banking it.
Yeah,
you know
there you
what
go.
I'm saying?
Bryce Miller is also not money from 3-point range on that shot as he misses. Oh, what a save by Logan Blake behind the back, right to Tyler Watson, who gets it in.
Great
wow.
By those two.
That was a great play by Logan Blake. Gets the ball at midcourt, fires it. Was that a left-handed behind the back pass?
I believe so.
A left-handed behind-the-back pass from midcourt as he's falling over the midcourt line to Tyler Watson at the free throw line, or to Tyler Watson at the free throw line, who takes it in, gets the foul and the bucket, giving the Bruins a 15-point lead with 2 minutes remaining. and that could be the icing on the cake. Banks with it. They need to do something. They're kind of handling it up top. Garrett Pollard with it to Banks in the corner to Welch for a 3, and he got it. Caleb Welch with a 3, and this time Westfield calls their timeout. That is their final timeout. It's also their 10th timeout of the evening.
Record keeping was a little off.
Does it not feel like they've taken 12 timeouts?
I mean, maybe.
I feel like they've taken so many freaking timeouts.
Well,
does
it got to be the last?
Is
one,
it
man.
just like a chunk of timeouts? Like if Tri-West doesn't use them,
then
share the wealth. Then they can
steal a couple over.
Bontrager can kind of send it down and be like, "Hey, here you go, Shane. You can take that." Is that how that works?
I don't know. I mean, he's taking a couple things from him, I guess. So.
Yeah, I mean, so Bontrager's here, just handing out timeouts, handing out everything to Shane Sumter. So. Once again, I'm Brian Powers here with Tyler Bruce, working our final game together for final game. Are we gonna get? Can you get fired from a job you don't get paid for?
I don't believe so, but we probably could find out pretty quickly.
Well, Lucas Gooden inbounding to Tyler Watson. Watson across the line, and they're going to call a foul on that one on Sam Eaton. Sam Eaton, that's his first foul on the night. And Watson will go to the line, shooting 1-1. Hits the first. Substitution checking back into the game for the Bruins is Sam Fulton. He replaces Lucas Gooden. Tyler Watson shooting the second. Watson eyes it and misses long. Rebound on that one by Cam Simons. Up to Welch for 3, and he hits it. Caleb Welch with his 4th 3 of the second half, bringing the Shamrocks within 10, a minute and 20 seconds remaining in the ball game here. Bryce Miller across midcourt, got good minutes from Bryce Miller tonight. Up the top of the key to Logan Blake. Logan Blake with it. And he is going to be fouled by Josh Van Dyke. Oh, nope, by Caleb Welch. So that is his 4th. And Logan Blake will be at the line shooting 1-1. Blake gets the first. 64-53 Bruins, 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. Second one is good. And this has got to be a timeout for Tri-West, right? This has got to be. It's timeout,
knowing
yes.
your luck,
yes.
Yes, it was.
Timeout, Tri-West, that's a 30-second timeout. So, 65-53 Bruins, 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. We can pretty much call this one a win for the Bruins, so we'll move to 10-2 on the year. Westfield will fall to 5-8. The Bruins are back in action again on Monday night as they go to Lebanon to play Lebanon. It's got a couple good. They are very similar to Westfield. They've got good guard play, but they do not have a whole lot of size inside. And then that will set up the Friday night showdown in Danville against the Danville Warriors. Couple ranked teams, great Sagamore Athletic Conference opponents and rivals. Here's Banks with the drive. He goes up for it for 2. Zach Banks, and Tri-West will take it in. And Sam Fulton gets fouled on the play by slamming Sammy Eaton. That is his 2nd. And Fulton will go to the line. That's the 10th team foul. So Fulton will have 2 shots. Try to extend the Bruins lead. And the first one is no good. 59.8 seconds remaining, 65-55 Tri-West. Fulton with his 2nd. Up and no good on that one too. That's long, tipped around, and Banks gets the rebound for Westfield. He kicks it over here to Van Dyke, who pump fakes, drives, pulls up from 15, and he got it. Josh Van Dyke for 2, and the lead is down to 8. 48 seconds remaining. Here's Logan Blake with it, bringing it up, and he's gonna dare them to foul him. He gets it across to Kiefer. Kiefer with it, back to nobody as he is fouled on the play by Caleb Welch, and that is his 5th on the night, I believe. Oh. They called a... What'd they call on that?
Double foul.
So
double foul on 10s.
Okay, double foul. And with that play, Jared Kiefer drives and gets the bucket for the Bruins. Gives them a 10-point lead. Logan Blake pulls down the rebound on the Welch miss, and Caleb Welch fouls him. And I believe that is 5 on Caleb Welch. That is 5 on Caleb Welch. So he is fouled out of the game. A great effort for Caleb Welch, though, as he has 23 points on the night, hit 4 3-pointers in the second half. Logan Blake at the line for 2 as Chris Chen checks back in for the Shamrocks. Logan Blake's first free throw is good. Gives him 14 points on the night. One more. Try and make it 69-57. Blake with the second one, and he got it. Logan Blake, 69-57 Bruins. 20 seconds remaining. Here's Banks with it. He drives. He goes up for it. And he scores. So Zach Banks for 2 more. Here comes Logan Blake. He gets the ball taken away by Josh Van Dyke, who shoots a 3, misses it. And Chris Chen, the rebound, goes in the corner for 3. He airballs it. Tyler Watson with the rebound, and that's going to be the ball game. 69 for the Bruins, 59 for the Shamrocks. That is the final. Nice effort.
Another good win.
Bruins, another good win, moves them to 10-2 on the season.
Back-to-back wins against Westfield's a good thing for our 3A program going up against 5A school, right? I mean,
that's very good.
Someone that very good team. Glad we put them on our schedule, and it's another quality win for us.
Yeah, nice effort for the Bruins. Good win. They were down. They could have easily kind of folded in the second half, and they did not. So overall, a great performance for the Bruins as they wrap up a 2-night homestand with a 2-0 record. Both wins. They defeated Speedway last night 90-72, and tonight they defeated Westfield 69-59. So overall for the Bruins, just a great effort, something to take, and they've got one day to rest, Sunday to rest, and they have to come right back and go to Lebanon on Monday to battle the Tigers.
Yep.
So some final scoring tonight for the Bruins. Jared Kiefer has 11 points for the Tri-West. Bryce Miller with 3. Logan Blake had 15. Braden Van Slyke had 1 point. Sam Fulton had 14 points. And Tyler Watson had
the rest.
25 points. You're the math teacher. I should have made you do that quick math.
You didn't ask.
I know. I don't want to make you do too much over here.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Anyways, great night. 2-0 for the Bruins on their weekend homestand. For Tyler Bruce, I am Brian Powers. Thank you for watching tonight. Join us again on Monday as Tri-West will take on Lebanon, and I will be joining you again next Friday as the Bruins play Danville. Are you going to be there? Potentially. We'll go maybe.
Maybe.
All right. So thank you for joining us. Have a great night. We'll see you next time.